So I have a lot of apologies first here. First of all, that was last week's video.
Whoops.
So we all work from a shared doc, and we all had it open, and I hit delete, but apparently I didn't go back and put the new information in. So my bad, Zacubus. We'll have them both next week. Have both the new ones. And I also have to apologize to Metal Fist. He posted some of his work. He did the Slith and the Manta. Last week we posted them as Casio hins.
The Slith is badass. So.
The Slith is
Yes.
really badass. Yeah. So those were done by Metal Fist. When I post the whole story tomorrow and everything, I will have the correct names and everything in it with all the pictures. And I really apologize, Metal Fist. You did some awesome work, and we love it. And I'm sorry. My bad. This is the last week that people can play Spooky Face. Is that right?
Spooky face.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss Spooky Face. This is the last time you get to play it. I absolutely love that map. I think it's so
It'd be
pretty.
interesting to see how many people actually would like those design changes to carry over to the original.
I can tell you how many tweets I've gotten already. Yeah, it's very popular. People really like it.
Because even just the aspect of being able to use the pumpkins for vials and stack up a little bit and not just die all the time right out of spawn seems to be kind of a positive change. So maybe, I don't know if it'd be heresy if we threw in 3 vials on each side of the tower, but...
Zach Skies. What is this you speak of?
Yes.
Okay, also, Spy Jinx announcement today. Collaboration between Chair Entertainment and Bad Robot and J.J. Abrams, and super exciting.
Yep.
If you've been asleep all morning and you've missed the news, make sure you jump online after our stream and check it out, because it's really exciting. I've been really excited for this news to get out, and just the fact that we're working with J.J. Abrams is just like totally cool. So. Okay, so we are going to talk a little bit about Spectator mode. Is that correct? Looks like Steve's starting to drive, so...
How do I
It's the
pause
one
this?
that looks like it's right next to a CD eject button on the far right. There you go.
Okay.
Tech. We got it.
All right.
Are we...
No, we're not showing the game yet. Oh,
There you go.
There it is.
Okay, so basically, I just did some polish work on the spectating stuff. There's not a lot of new functionality, although there's also some under the covers improvements in the actual camera work. But mostly what it is now you can still use the binds you could use before, but now it's all mouse driven. So you got your auto cam, which is just the camera that switches to best view automatically. You can click on these guys and switch to anybody by clicking on them. You can switch to the red flag or blue flag. We also have you can slide out or slide in separately so there's the full Spectator player list. Then these are each of the power-ups, and then you can actually also click on power-ups and go to them. So if there's a power-up that's up, you can check it out. Once you're there, you can rotate around it and look at it. So you have camera control. And I lost my mouse. Where did it go? There it is. Sorry, this is a terrible mouse. It's not just that Sid can't play. And this level has no camera binds, but basically there's if the camera binds would be down here. Let me click on somebody, and then projectile cam also made some improvements to that, so works better. Still not great.
What about
and then
that?
the last thing that I wanted to mention is we now have a Spectator mini-map. So you can see blue base, red base. You can see where the flags are, who's carrying the flag. When people die, basically, there's a little directional. It's maybe hard to see on the stream, but you actually see which direction people are facing.
That is so cool.
And there's nothing clickable here, but eventually I'll probably make this clickable also, so you can move your camera around using the mini-map. And then you can easily bring stuff in or out. And one last thing is, if you hold the mouse down, after a little while, the mouse will go away for good. You don't have to keep holding it. So if you just want to be spectating, if you click again, it brings the mouse back, and also you can tell if your mouse is around because these little arrows only show up if the mouse is available. So
Very cool.
So there you
Yay.
go. So that's basically it. It's just really the same functionality, but a little bit more polished, a little bit easier to use, hopefully. And plus the mini-map, which is cool, too. That was fun getting in. That's basically
I
using...
think Zacubus will be pleased.
That's mini-map code. And there we have it. So
Beautiful.
Yep.
And a mini map.
No, it's just
And
the same.
for those people wondering why the minimap looks the way it does, it's actually utilizing nav mesh data to draw that
Oh,
minimap.
really?
So
Yes.
that's why you can see there's a few spots where it's actually drawing paths that it's not supposed to.
Yep. And probably eventually or definitely eventually we'll have the option for an artist to make a 2D, nicely drawn mini map that you can use as an option. So this will be the fallback for levels that don't have that. So you'll always have a mini map.
Super awesome because you get something at least. You never get a blank screen for the mini map.
So that kind of answers Vlad's question of it's pretty dynamic. Any map that has nav mesh on it, it'll auto draw this map for you. And Fiaru did ask, can you click on the player blips on the mini map? You mentioned no mini map functionality yet, but probably one day.
Something we're
or being able to like full.
But you can see. Oh, by the way, if you see that little gold circle around that player, that's the player you're currently viewing. So you can switch who you're viewing, and you can see where they are on the mini map easily.
View frustrums would be nice for the active player. Maybe too.
There is actually, you can see the arrow. It has a little thing that points the way. It's hard to see from we're not up close, but that's not just a circle. That's a circle with a little arrow pointing out of it, so you can see which way people are looking.
Oh, that's really
actually
cool.
Oh, actually, another thing that is I don't know if you can see from here, but I also made so now the team beacons are always on for your team, even through walls, so you can it's easier to find teammates. But they fade out when they're close to the center of the screen, so that you never have the problem where team beacons are making it hard to aim at something. That's probably still needs some polish, but I'd love to get feedback on how that is.
I have.
Yeah, that's a big global change to the game in general.
That's not just for spectators, but just in general. So I was just noticing that was looking very.
It's
dim.
been from our team showdown games. It's been super helpful. People are grouping up. Like there's a lot of coordination that was not happening previously unless people were actually audibly saying, "Hey, come over to this location." So it's been super cool so far.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't impede anything else, providing information that you would otherwise get if you just use TeamSpeak or any other voice chat by default is a good thing in our book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we were doing the the CTF exhibition, there was some guy who was tweeting that he wanted there to be a mini map because he wanted to work on a possible mobile app where we could actually watch games.
That'd be cool. Well, there you go.
So I will have to go back through my tweets and let him know that that's available now. It would be really cool if you're at work and you can't really watch a game. You could pull it up on your phone
And it's still a work in progress. So if you notice a little skull shows up when somebody's dead, what's kind of funny is that skull actually follows the ragdoll. So if the body's still moving, you'll see the skull kind of flying across the map. But it doesn't show, if somebody gets jibbed right now, it doesn't show anything on the mini-map. So there's a lot of work still to be done on the mini-map, but it's already pretty useful.
Basaltier asked, this is only available for spectators, right? Not players.
That's correct.
Which is kind of a good point, too. If I'm a new player to a map, will I ever even be able to see just a map layout?
Maybe. No, I mean, Minimap is one of those things where there's a lot of possible functionality we can add, but I don't think we're going to have
especially
Minimap.
If we put effort into making them look nice and making custom art per map, etc., then it seems like a good idea to have some sort of tap functionality for just being able to see the game map and the power-up weapon locations, etc.
I mean, there's tons of other stuff. I'd love to have like Minimap modes, like where at halftime you can bring up and see like what were the successful routes for flag carriers capturing or whatever. Like, there's lots of information that's really easy to display on a mini-map. They'll give you lots of nice details about how the match is actually playing out.
Which would make a full-screen mini-map mode awesome, too, because you can actually just purely focus on the 2D movement.
Yep. There we go. Is Sidney up next?
I believe.
Sidney is ready to start driving now.
Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and actually the other small things. Let me. So X-ray.
And one more
thing. One more thing. So X-ray had some performance problems before, but that's fixed now. So that's the way you turn on the TACCOM display. You can see people through.
Oh, nice.
Through walls. So it's easy to do that with. And then also, I lost my thing again. You can switch between first and third person very easily now.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, that TACCOM performance thing was. It was
pretty annoying.
Pretty annoying, but yeah, it's cool that we've gotten that fixed now.
Yep.
Beautiful. Nice work, Steve.
Uh-oh. Let's see what happens now.
Uh-oh. Sidney's breaking things. So yesterday in the playtest, we did our community map playtest, and we played Backspace.
DM-Backspace.
By Sinbad. Not Sinbad, Sinbad.
A.K.A. Slain Child.
Slain Child. That's how I remember
I'm not sure why he changed his name. Maybe he's trying to stay under. I don't know. I don't know if he's trying to stay undercover.
Uh-oh. They're aliasing on the forums
so
now,
this map
too.
is super pretty.
We paused here too.
BNS, VNU, not currently.
There we go. All right. So that's a remake of a map that he made for 2K4, I believe.
Yep.
Which is a dual map. We actually played it with way too many people yesterday. Just had some
I kinda
FFA
like
craziness going on. He's using the Titan Pass Castle assets and stuff in here, and is going for a very gameplay clean, very performant look, which is awesome. Cool little touches here and there with water running down, a little bit of collapse going on.
Yeah, it played really well.
In terms of like gameplay translating from 2K4 to this UT, I do kind of feel like there's a lot of very, very tight spaces in here, and a lot of very tight turns. And for navigation, it almost makes some of the spaces look a little bit samey and hard to like identify. Yeah. Let's see. Like meshwork like this, where it's kind of like, got beams and supports, and the scale of things are a little bit more small and granular and not so big and chunky. Like those are kind of my favorite spots in the map. Overall interspersed with some organicness here and there. Things that are probably my least favorite about the way it's done up would be things like these tall square pillars. That's like a very kind of typical thing from the 2K4 map days that isn't very like uniquely visually identifiable, and you could do some really cool stuff with these, maybe changing them up a little bit. As it stands right now, they just kind of look like this little ocean of columns that's very evenly spaced. Even just like the chains are an awesome touch in between to break it up.
Yeah.
Just doing something else with these other than just having a very repetitious element of these across the board. Like it can work in like a spot or two, but I think if you repeat it too much across the entire map, it starts looking a little bit samey. Which is not to say that the map doesn't look good. It's super clean, and he also, as far as I understand it, put a good amount of effort into optimizing the map, so he's watching his draw calls and all that stuff. So it performs super well. It'd almost be nice, maybe, I'm not sure how attached he is to this in terms of original layout, to like open up some of these spaces even more, maybe get rid of some of the higher, I guess you'd call it a pillar chunk of like this could be kind of cut in half or something, have just some variety and variation in the height of all these things, so they're not as evenly spaced out. Basically, just like this could also be kind of a half cut thing. It could have a thinner silhouette statue sitting on top of it, just something to kind of break it up a little bit and not look too samey. But yeah, in terms of playability, cleanliness, collision, it's all super professionally done.
Oh,
yeah, that's awesome.
So no snaggies. One other bit of feedback maybe to watch for is just kind of how evenly you distribute your tone in the map, and how high contrast the texture usage gets. Like intentionally separating tones between pillars and say walls behind them works well. If it gets too kind of almost mix and matchy, and then if it alternates too much, it gets a little bit hard to read. So some of those I generally like to spend some time looking at the map in unlit mode, just to kind of look at my texture and tone density and see how busy am I getting. Might be worthwhile doing too. But yeah, awesome job, dude.
Yep.
It brought back great memories playing this map. We used to play it with a whole bunch of people too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, despite having too many people in the map, it was a tremendous amount of fun. That flak haul.
The flak, that was great. But if if you're a new player and you go in a room with a lot of people, you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to get, in a map like this, you're going to get a kill or two. So this is a great map for new players too.
So some people,
as well as a good competitive map for dual or 4 players.
Some people are asking if this was going to be in the next build, or if it's going to show up in the marketplace or anything.
I would say it's definitely close in terms of quality buff, something we'd expect it to be at. I would say it would need a little bit more polish. Maybe work on some of those things I mentioned, the detail changes. Maybe think about adding some minor scale elements too. Like some of these are already in here, like door handles and stuff. Some of those could maybe be a little bit lower, a little bit of, transition work between walls and floors, hiding those intersections. Maybe just having some little bit of clutter and a good compromise between clarity and level of detail.
Yeah, it also would be great to
looking
have
for.
community people playing this map and giving feedback
Yes.
on
Yeah,
any
I think its thread is actually pretty active.
competitive balance
Yeah.
issues that there
And-
are like that. We talked about putting some custom maps on some of our hubs. I think this would be a good candidate for that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because that's
you-
exactly. I mean, what we're looking for is making sure that before somebody finalizes a map, before it goes in the marketplace, that community has a chance to give feedback on, for different game types right across. I mean, whether all the different ways that people want to play here, like really get some good feedback on if there are competitive balance issues or
Right.
tweaks that need to be made.
Something you mentioned there, looking at putting some of these on our hubs. Do you want to talk to the stream a little bit about that?
Why don't you talk to the stream about that?
I'm happy to talk to the
you know
stream
more than
about
I
it.
do what the status
So
is, I hope.
me and Sidney have kind of identified some of the community maps. Mainly Sidney is identifying some of the community maps that are out there in the wild that you guys have been working on that are kind of hitting the awesome gameplay bar, and some of you guys are working on actually getting some of these arted and meshed out, like Backspace here, for example. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to, on some of our select hubs, we're going to attempt to get a lot of these hosted on there as custom
Nice.
content. So we'll have these hosted on our AWS, and then you'll be able to download the maps and then actually play these on the official hub. So getting your experience, we'll see how the replay stuff works out. But yeah, so we're going to try and get some of that stuff on there and see what you guys think of
That
that.
is awesome
and
So
news.
not fully featuring them in the build or anything like that, but you guys will have this
Yeah.
as an option to
There's
play
been
online.
a few people who've been awesome at putting in the effort and helping mappers out with hosting custom maps on
Right.
some of their servers,
Yep.
which has been super awesome and appreciated. And we're
Yeah,
basically
we-
just looking to expand that officially and give people that are actually having a ton of traffic on their content.
We're
give
always
those people a
thanking
way
the,
to test
the
their
mappers and the artists and everything. And there's a
Um,
lot of people working on the back end.
As part of that, actually, whenever we're actually at the point where we have the list finalized, we'll be reaching out to people individually as well, and or just creating a general thread with some guidelines too, because we basically want to make sure that people have all the relevant information filled out in their maps in terms of like world properties, player counts, author description if it needs it.
Yeah.
Having a screenshot in there that is. We might come up with a template similar to the work in progress one that we'll provide for people just to basically highlight, okay, you're actually playing a community content.
Yeah, and
Um,
for the guys who don't have threads out but might have some awesome maps sitting there, like make sure you have a thread for it or reach out to Sidney. Even if it doesn't make it in this round, I'm sure we're either going to do other rounds or look at other ways of always trying to feature you guys that are making really cool stuff out in the community.
Yeah.
So don't get discouraged if you don't get it in the first round. I'm sure we're going to come back around and look at other maps as well.
And you've been jumping in this thread and giving your feedback too,
Yeah. Well-
Sid,
What's up?
in the thread about Backspace.
I have not. No.
But you're going to.
I have not. Well,
That was supposed to. That was leading to
He
the
is
fact
going to
that
be linking directly to the archive of this stream.
as busy as you've been, you've still been helping the mappers, the level designers making
I've
progress in their maps. And
unfortunately not have much time to do that.
I know you don't, but
So, yes.
but still, I mean, to have access and to have the people on here and have you give feedback on it, that's super valuable,
Yeah.
especially for Backspace, because I can't wait to see this map done because it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, he did an awesome job.
Yep.
Cool.
Is that it?
I mean, actually, I just want to follow up also with so we certainly want to feature community maps on our hubs, and we'll do some of that. But we're a small team; we have limited time. I mean, it's hard for us to coordinate getting all that stuff done. So I would also like to reach out again, and there's
You guys
plenty
can
of guys have
help,
been doing that,
please.
but the people in the community running hubs, especially the trusted hubs that are getting more traffic, we would love for you guys to be hosting some of these top community maps as well, and really helping promote them and give
Wait a
them the
second,
chance to
the
get the
stream
feedback
died?
they need to
Yeah.
move forward to completion.
Yeah, it would also be nice to see some maybe threats pop up to see if people want to give critical mass to one map over the other, or just which ones they would actually
Yeah.
like to see more traffic on.
Yeah.
Because basically, to break it down sort of a little bit, what I had as my first pass was basically trying to cover symmetrical CTF, asymmetrical CTF, dual, casual DM slash TDM maps, and then more hardcore TDM slash DM maps. So basically 5 categories with about 2 to 3 maps each. That's the goal right now. So yeah.
And I also have a couple guys in the community who are helping me to get information, so I can get some information going back and forth between you guys and the community. So hopefully that'll help a little bit, because I know you guys are so swamped. So we had a little stream glitch there, I think.
Little hiccup.
We had a hiccup.
If you hear us on YouTube, refresh on Twitch, whatever. If you refresh, we should be back.
Yes, exactly. And plus, we'll have the archives up too. Actually, we're going to get them up early tomorrow. So, speaking of tomorrow, we have another contest.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this one's so good. So, to those of you who play Rocket League, you probably were nicely surprised this week when they did an update, and you saw some UT assets in the game. They have Unreal Tournament flags. They have a flex shell antenna topper. Speaking of which, our new Gobo back here. Thank you, Shelly.
Pretty rad.
It's so rad. And so, yeah, they have a lot of great UT content in the game, so we got to have a little contest. So what you need to do is you need to go into UT, and you need to take a screenshot. I'm telling you guys this early. This isn't out there yet, so you guys get a little bit of extra time, the guys watching the stream. We're not going to post about this until tomorrow morning. Like, go into UT and you take a screenshot with either a red flag or blue flag. If you're not good at screenshots, then just take a picture with your cell phone or whatever. Also, you have to go into Rocket League and take a picture of yourself with your UT swag. Doesn't matter what it is, red flag, blue flag, the flag shell, whatever you'd like. But we really just want to see what your cars look like. And so then you're going to tweet it, and you're going to tweet at Epic Games with UTRed, hashtag UTRed, or hashtag UTBlue, and tweet at UTGame, at UTGame. And we will choose winners for at random. And our friend Clint, who made the adorable little Halloween video last week, he's made a little video to show off some of the prizes. So let's take a look at that. Clint, that's just awesome.
Do not call this number. It is not a real number.
It's not a real number. At least we should have gave Pete's cell phone number.
Yeah, Pete's cell phone number could be the UT hotline. Call this if you need any support.
I like it. What do you think? The hashtags are UT Red or UT Blue. If you want to win the red hat, you do the red. If you want the blue, if you want to win both, you do both. But we'll be choosing people at random. So we have some other cool prizes too. So if you win the red package, you get the red hat. We should make David come over and model. No, sorry. He's like, no. So we get the red hat, and also the red shirt. Has the team symbol on it. And where is it? It's amazing. Since it's a car game, so you have to have a keychain for your car. We have the Unreal Tournament keychain. And if you win the blue, we have the blue hat and the blue shirt. And the keychain as well. So if we're also going to have like a big grand prize winner. So this is a sweepstakes and it's random, but you still, if your name is chosen for the big prize, our folks over at Astro sent us some Astro swag. So we are going to add a little bit of Astro swag. And this weekend, they are going to be doing a live stream for Extra Life. So make sure you watch them. They are also going to have Unreal Tournament prizes. Cool. So they have all kinds of prizes. They're going to be streaming 24 hours for charity. So make sure you head over to Twitch /Astro Gaming. And you can also go to their blog at astrogaming.com, blog.astrogaming.com, and they have more information. So all this cool stuff, plus we're going to throw in more stuff, throw in a swag bag with Unreal Tournament stuff. So start taking your screenshots, and thank you to the guys at Rocket Leagues over at Psionic. they're awesome. They always talk about UT, and we just love their game. So make sure you go play it. I think that's about it. That's all we have for this week.
Yep, I think that's good.
You have Rocket League, right?
I might have played it a little bit, yeah.
Wait till you see the flak ball. It is so cool.
It is. It is really
It is
awesome.
really, really cool. We don't have any screenshots of that, and thank you to the to the Epic Games QA guys who took all those fabulous screenshots for us, and we will put those up too on the post tomorrow morning, and I'll have all the information about the contest, so you make sure you get it right, but in the meantime, start getting those screenshots. And make sure you join the stream tomorrow, where Alex, who is in the chat, will be here, and they'll be talking about the Game Jam, so the new Game Jam. So. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Thank you. And don't forget to play Halloween this weekend. That's the last weekend. We'll see ya.
See you guys.